Aaron Smith. I'm the proud program administrator here at Denbigh Aviation Academy. Tonight is a special night for us. It's our first virtual open house. You'll see some amazing things, meet some incredible people, but more importantly, start to understand that the things that you do today prepare success for tomorrow. Join Ruben and I as we walk and talk with our staff and students and really see how fun and amazing Denbigh Aviation is. Come on.
This is where we have our state-of-the-art simulator all tied together, where we're able to basically learn all the basic maneuvers, operations of a whole lot of different airplanes.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Mr. Yulstead, can you tell them how much money they can earn on their way to becoming a pilot?
To be a professional pilot, either in the military or commercially, it is a very lucrative profession. Airline pilots make in excess of $250,000 after 20, 30 years. And now that the view is great.
Fantastic. So does anybody have any questions? Make sure you pound them in the session in the questions and answers, and we'll be happy to answer them. So in the meantime, Ruben, where you at, buddy? So where to next? Where are we going?
Going to engineering lab.
Okay, so we're going to do a quick stop at the engineering lab.
And here this is where we, not the main room that we make things, but this is where we use electronics, making drones, making things move. There's several different projects we have going on in here. And the tables you'll see
So these are robotics. This is part of the VEX robotics kit that they do as juniors in the aerospace engineering class. So there's a lot of technical stuff, a lot of electrical stuff, and a lot of cool things taking place here. All right, cool beans. So we'll talk to Miss Edwards in just a few moments, but in the meantime, where are we going now? Let's go.
Next is the 3D printer and drone lab.
All right, so who's in here? Oh, we got two people. Fantastic. Jumping through the hoops tonight, aren't y'all, to make this a stellar performance? So, let's see here. Mr. Hill, how are you?
All right, I'm doing fantastic.
Good. What's going on here? What do we got?
I got some drones. I want to just walk around the room and show them what kind of drones we got.
Sounds good. Let's do it. Okay.
Okay, so what we have here is two small drones. I'm gonna fly those in a second. And so in our drone club, we have wings, drones, more drones here, and also big drones we're gonna build. As we're doing that, all this stuff is gonna be used by the drones, and we hope to use in aerospace 1 and 2 class. And we're also gonna be flying this right here. So take off the whole thing. I'll bring it back around and land it real fast, I hope. All right, here we're gonna come back in for a quick crash. All right. And some more drones. And that's basically part of the drone club, our space engineering class. And I'll grab this one. I hope I can make it through the hoops. What do y'all think?
Let's hear it, guys. What do you think?
All right, here we go. Let's go see if I can make it. Like 2, 3, 4. Let's make this turn. Can I get through there? Oh, that's a hard one.
No pressure, Mr. Hill. No pressure.
And one to go. I'm going to make it. All right.
Fantastic.
And land safely. Congratulations. That was long. And landed safely.
Unreal.
And off. You hold that one and one more real fast.
So you can really say that your job is taking off, huh?
to talk, gotta be a green light right here. Oh, green light, green light. Green. There it is.
There we go. That's the beauty of live television. Here we go.
And take it off again. I push this button. I'm gonna fly it down and bring it right back and land it. And here we go. Nice turn. Here I come back. This is the big one. Oh, I moved out something. And the wind coming down. Hit the land button. And welcome to Aviation Academy drones. Woo!
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mr. Milner, how's it going tonight?
Doing well. Everybody doing well. I'm Mr. Miller. I'm one of the teachers for the engineering pathway, and I run the 3D printer lab. Now, in our classes, we have two classes that design their own parts using categories. One of my classes over here, they design and we print out and test airfoils. Now, these are student designed, student made, so we use inventors to make these things. They've made various types. This one has a lot of camber to it. You can see it looks more like a shovel than anything else. A lot of lift. We'll print just about anything you want to out of them. If you over here, one of the other classes, one of our tech classes, one of the students has already designed a full airplane for testing. And when we go to test these things, we're going to place them in our wind tunnel. Now, notice on our airfoil, back over here, we got these things right here that allow us to mount directly to the wind tunnel itself that we can test for drag, lift, all that fun stuff. So these things just aren't for looks. We actually make them, test them out, and we learn to analyze the data or look for anything else. And yeah.
How much do aerospace engineers usually make?
Aerospace engineers, well, starting out, you could probably look at about 40 to 50,000. When you get about mid-range, you're closing in probably 80 to 90. And if you keep masters and doctorate, you're easily in the 6 digits, low 100, low to mid 100. If you keep going, I've known a couple engineers make close to 180,000.
That's a lot.
But they're in a very specialized field, and they've been doing it for a while. But yes. Any other questions?
No, we're good. We're good. So thank you, Mr. Milner. We appreciate it.
No problem.
All right. So what do you think, guys, so far? Make sure you chat and let us know what's going on. We love these questions that are coming in. Keep them coming. So what we're going to do now is flip-flop real quick, and we're going to go live. Dr. Wolford, are you there?
I am here.
Fantastic. Tell us a little bit about the
Yes. I am Dr. Wolford. I have a background in law. I was I was a judge, and I still am an attorney. But we do all aspects of criminal justice and public safety. And the one thing that I love being with the kids is that we can do crime scene investigation. I can set crime scenes up for them. We can go through the court system, through the all of the crimes, etc. And it's just a wonderful way to get them involved in it. My students right now just love the ability to like be on crime scenes, even virtually. We can put us at a crime scene. We can go through the evidence. We can talk about it. So there's a lot of different opportunities for them to see, as well as I teach public safety 1 and 2 as well. And that goes more into the actual jobs of the police officer, the TSA agent, the firefighter, the EMT. And in those 2 classes, we go more into what these people do, what they're currently doing, what's in the news. We see in aviation and in TSA what is currently going on, even with COVID. And I get to like interact with them on current day stuff that is going on.
So if anybody has any questions for Dr. Wolford, please let us know. Otherwise, we're going to check the quick questions, okay? So one of the questions that just came in, it says, what happens if you cannot finish the program on account of a move? Do credits transfer? So credits do transfer. So it depends on the incoming school that receives them. So for example, English classes should, for the most part, transfer in. Now, the aviation classes might transfer as an elective. That's going to be depending on the receiving school and the school district policies. So if you have more detailed questions about that, give me a holler or shoot me an email and I'll be more than happy to answer for that. So another question just came in. Is band optional? Absolutely. Band is optional. We do other things here as well. We have Army ROTC. We have band. We have art, photography, in addition to the aviation classes. So those who are interested in those types of classes can certainly participate in that as well. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and flip it back over and we're going to turn it over to Miss Edwards. So, hey, Miss Edwards, how are you?
Hello, I'm Ms. Edwards. This right here is the digital electronics lab right here. I am one of the 2 engineering teachers here. The other teacher is familiar, who you've already met. In this class right here, what you learn how to do is, right here, we learn how to build digital circuits and electronics. So you learn how to build them, you simulate them, we design them on the computer. So this is one of the things that we do in this classroom. Now, this is one of the 4 classes in the aerospace engineering pathway. So the other 3 classes is Introduction to Engineering. And in that class, you learn engineering design, where you use CAD software to design engineering. The other class is aerospace engineering. And aerospace engineering, you learn the physics of aviation, and you also design gliders and build rockets. And then the last class in the pathway is the capstone class. That is the engineering design capstone class. And that's where you take all of your 4 years of experience and you combine it. So those are the senior students. They actually work on one project for the entire year. And at the end of the year, they solve a real world problem and it's evaluated by a panel of engineers. So this pathway, it focuses on Project Lead the Way. It uses the Project Lead the Way curriculum. And in the curriculum, the emphasis is heavy math and science. So I have to stress it is heavy math and science. So if you are looking for a challenge, you like math, you like science, you like STEM, you like working in groups, this might be the pathway for you. So I would like to thank you for visiting my class, and you guys enjoy the rest of your virtual tour.
Thank you so much, Miss Edwards. Really appreciate it. So, all right, guys. So we're going to keep on walking. There you are, Ruben. What's been going on, man? So where are we going to next, man? I saw you scouting the place out. All right, fantastic. So this is one where I get to talk about it. Yay. And while we're doing that, a couple more questions came up. So as you can see, this is the other half of our hallway. And some of y'all may be wondering why there are different numbers on the runway. Ruben, can you tell us that?
Yes, sir. Those are headings. So there is some smart person came up with a dial that 1 to 360, like a circle. And these are actually true headings. So that would be 100.
Mm-hmm.
This would be 280. That would be 180. And that would be 360 behind you.
Right, right. So this way it forms the full 360 degrees because it's in a circle. So each runway is different and each airport has different runways, right?
Yes, sir.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. So fantastic. So what we're going to do, let's answer a couple more questions real quick. One of the questions that says is, when can we start taking aviation classes? You can start taking them in your freshman year. That's the beauty of it. But we also have students who come in as sophomores, and what we do is we kind of look at them on a case-by-case scenario. And that's the beauty of our program, is that we have the ability to accept kids if there's room in their schedule and they also meet other criteria. So another question came in. It says, do you have to apply to be accepted to Denbigh Aviation if it's not my zone school? The answer is yes. The beauty of being in a magnet in Newport News is that you have the opportunity to go to that magnet if it's not in your high school zone. So we have kids from all across Newport News. We have kids from Fort Eustis, and we even have some kids from Pocosin. I'm very proud to say these guys have been on board for 3 years, and they are fantastic. They've been a part of our family for years. So that said, you do have to apply to be in the magnet, okay? So another question just popped in and it says, do I have to apply if my brother or sister is already in the program? The answer is yes. The reason that is that if there is a sibling already in the program, they get priority in the lottery process. So you still have to apply because we want to make sure you get in, okay? All right, so Ruben, let's go back to the VR room, okay?
This is the VR room. Dr. Smith, would you like to tell me a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So I'm gonna give you the iPad real quick. What we've been working on is state of the art. And yes, we have our own virtual reality room. We partner with Old Dominion University, and they have created crime scenarios. They've created firefighting scenarios, and we are constantly updating these VR things for our kids to use. This is currently used in the workforce, and this is so much fun to be in here. I think you came in here a couple of times last year, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
So that's the beauty of it. So I'm gonna put on my goggles. And it may be a little easier for them to see it through that big screen. So can you see this, Ruben?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I guess you could say that this is a pretty out of this world experience. So this is what it looks like in space, guys. That's the space station. We'll talk more about the space station in a little bit, but this is some of the things we use. In addition to Google Earth, in addition to a few other programs that we're looking at purchasing, this is how we bring it to life, guys. And this is why we can't wait to have you back and be here in Denbigh Aviation. Boom. There we go. So, do anybody have any great VR games that think could tie into aviation, engineering, mechanics? Let us know. Tell us in the question and answer, because we want to look at it. And if it's a great opportunity for our kids and in the curriculum, we want to make it happen. Oh, Ruben, where are we going to now, buddy?
We are going to the piloting.
Not yet.
Actually, we're going to criminal justice.
So who's in there? Oh, hey,
Hello,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. So tell everybody who you are and what are you doing?
All right. Hi, my name is Riley. I am a sophomore here at Denbigh this year. And this is the criminal justice room. We did, in criminal justice, you will learn about the basic stuff over there. We do have like the criminal justice process and Dr. Warford is an amazing teacher. She does explain everything, especially with her background in criminal justice as well. There is a lot of like processes that we go through. You learn about basically almost everything in criminal justice. I personally can't speak on public safety because I haven't taken it yet, but I do think I am able to take that next year. So, and this also is a CTE class as well. So you, in criminal justice, you do use tools that you would actually use on a crime scene itself, such as like gloves. She explains everything like that. And the microscope over here, you do use specific tools for everything. You learn how everything in a crime scene works, how someone can go from committing a crime to being convicted as well, with everything like that.
So, favorites. What's been your favorite part about criminal justice so far? Whether it's this year, last year?
Last year, about every semester, we do have a criminal justice project where we take a specific criminal we choose and we learn everything about that. So it's like learning about everything in detail and knowing everything that you think you would know, and then just learning more about it.
Fantastic. So what are your career ambitions? I don't remember hearing that. Tell us what your dreams are.
All right, so with this, I do plan on joining the Navy after high school and going through and trying to be a naval officer as well, a naval attorney. And then after that, I do want to be an attorney as well and study at the University of Maryland.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So if anybody has any quick questions, dial them in. We got a few more that just popped in. One of the questions that just came in, it said, what grade can I apply? So as freshmen, you can apply through the lottery that is on your student view, okay, or probably your parent view. So that's where you will be able to access that. If you have specific questions or for whatever reason you can't get access to the applications, you can certainly call your middle school counselor. They'll be happy to walk you through that information. Okay, so rising ninth graders can apply, rising 10th graders can apply, and potentially we'd have to see rising 11th graders. Okay, so I think that answers our questions. So thanks for your time. We're going to head on out and let Ruben take it from there. Okay, Ruben, where to now, buddy?
We're going to the AMT lab,
Oh, really? What's there?
where we work on the plane that we have, where we build all our major projects.
Really? Okay. So this is our AMT lab, guys. And look who's here. Fantastic. Check that out. Hello, sir.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kobe Miller, and I am in the AMT pathway. So I'm in the AMT pathway. On my first year as an aerospace technology, we learned the basics of aviation and things of that nature. In my second year, we learned AutoCAD and used 3D printer to create airports and airfoils and tested them in the wind tunnel. And last year, we came in the AMT lab and we worked with sheet metal, batteries, wiring, and learned how to put things together in order to make aircraft like that.
So like what? Walk us to it. Tell us a little bit about it.
This aircraft here was donated to us, and as you can see, it's an experimental aircraft, and the wings go down. So all the components, like power plant, the wings, we learn these in class, and we learn what they do and how they apply, and like basically how they help make the aircraft work.
Check that out. So are all airplanes the same? So tell us more about that. Why aren't airplanes the same?
All aircraft are different. All aircraft are different purposes. This aircraft is for basically independent or private use. And then we have commercial aircraft that are airbags travel all across the world. Then we have military aircraft that are used in war zones and things of that nature. So all aircraft are different and use different purposes.
Fantastic. And what are your dreams, Colby?
My dream is to become an aerospace engineer and work for Lockheed Martin or Boeing.
Fantastic. Thank you. So, Colby, where are we going to next, buddy?
Now we're going to Mr. Witherspoon, speak about hunch.
All right, so walk us there. Hey there.
Hello?
How are you?
Fine, how are you?
I am good. I am good. What are you up to tonight?
About 6'1".
Nice. Nice.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mr. Witherspoon, and I am a AMT teacher here for Aerospace Technology 1 and 2, as well as Aircraft Maintenance Technology. And then I also am an advisor for one of our programs, but we have two. They're not really clubs here as much as they are organizations. So one of our organizations that we have is called Skills USA. Skills USA is where you can enroll and be involved with certain types of competitions. So one of the competitions is aircraft maintenance technology, where you work on different projects as an aircraft mechanic. It could be other things, involvement with leadership, such as community service, extemporaneous speaking, essays, even running for offices such as the president, vice president, things of that sort. With Skills USA, though, we compete against other high schools in the state of Virginia. When we compete against those high schools, then there's judges that actually critique or judge what projects are or how you're performing. And then they're awarded at first, second, and third places. First, second, and third places are awarded such things when you have a medal, and then you can win scholarships, you can win prizes, things successful. But all first place winners go to national competition. National competition is actually conducted for a week long at a certain location. So for example, it would be a week long in Louisville, Kentucky, where you would go and compete against every other high school in the nation. So for us as Aviation Academy, our students that are selected as first place for aircraft maintenance would then go to Louisville, Kentucky. Next year, I think it's going to be Atlanta, Georgia. And then you will compete against other high schools in aircraft maintenance technology on your knowledge. And then again, if you win first place from there, a lot of students win Snap-on tools, scholarships, as well as a medal. And then there's a lot of ceremonies and a lot of activities and things that they do. The other organization we're involved in is with NASA, NASA's HUNT program. HUNT stands for High Schools United with NASA Creating Hardware. There's over 300 high schools nationwide that are working on different projects for NASA in their HUNT program. And some of the things, for example, is the lockers. We're working on these lockers like this. So there's a high school that machines out all this metal for this locker. The same as what this is and what you see. So they machine those pieces of metal out, and then they ship them to us. And then we have to interpret blueprint readings to determine that everything is measured or machined out per tolerance. And then we go through and we drill out all the holes that you see through here. And then we clickle these together like you see and assemble those together. And then once we have everything done the way the NASA has for specifications, then we'll rivet these together. Once we rivet these lockers together, NASA will come and inspect those. When they pass, then students will sign their name on them, and then these lockers will go to the International Space Station for the astronauts to use for storage for such things as food, clothing. They have mice up there for different experiments they use at ant farm and such as that. So that's the two organizations that we're involved in, Skills USA and HUNT with NASA. So I'm sure you're going to be excited if you come here and being involved in those two organizations.
What kind of metal is that?
This is a titanium aluminum. So it's very lightweight. It looks heavy, but it's probably maybe 10 pounds at the most. So very lightweight. And like I said, when you look at it, there'll be a door on here, and then you'll be able to put things in here. But they come in pieces. So this piece here, we would attach here, and so on, all the way around until it's all done and riveted together.
So don't we have lockers up on the space station right now?
Yeah, actually, we had just this past, May, I think it was. They had a launch that went up to the International Space Station where we had two lockers that went up there that had our names on them. Every 3 months, NASA works with different companies such as SpaceX and Boeing. So they do a launch every 3 months to take supplies up to the International Space Station. So this locker here and one other one, we'll get those finished up here by March. We're working with Colby. And then we'll send those over to NASA. Due to the pandemic, we're going to be finishing those up. So then when we get back into school, we'll get new parts in, and then the students that'll be here, starting freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and senior years, will be able to work on these for the next 4 years. We have to make these lockers at least 5 a year for the next 10 years to be able to support the need for the International Space Station.
So really, your job is a blast.
Yeah, I had the most fun.
You had the most fun. I mean, not only are you taking off and taking incredible things out to a whole new world, but really you're planting valuable skills in students.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that kids don't realize is these are transferable skills, things that you put on a resume, things that look incredible on an e-portfolio, things that are going to make you confident and competent when you graduate from here. And that's what we try to tell all of our kids is the beauty of our program is to make your foundation so solid and so pristine that you become sought after. That's the beauty of our program. That's Denbigh Aviation. This is the way. This is the way. So where are we going to now, Ruben?
Going to follow Kobe to the wind tunnel.
Denbigh Aviation Academy wind tunnel. In this wind tunnel, we test a variety of things, from steers to model planes, to airborne, like what you see here, 3D printed and 3D printing lab. So we can measure lift, drag, OD ratio, and things like that. We also have pressure tools that we test pressure. Here, this is what the wheels going through pressure. So what's kind of cool about this wind tunnel is if you look at the wind tunnel from here, Ruben, all the way to here, and back around here. Okay. So this wind tunnel, we are the only high school in Virginia and pretty much the nation that has a wind tunnel like this. So a lot of things that we can do is from our control room, now that this is getting set up, is that we can test a lot of things in this wind tunnel. You can 3D print your own airfoil, you can 3D print a plane, whatever it is that you would like to. And when we run the wind tunnel with drawing the air through there, then we can start measuring air load that's imposed on that airfoil, as well as the pressure that's being applied inside here. So there's a pressure created in this compartment, and then there's a pressure that's being imposed onto that as an air load. We can measure that air load, we can measure the amount of pressure in there, as well as how much wind is being generated by knots. We can run anywhere up to 70, 80 knots of wind coming through the wind tunnel. So what's pretty cool is that you can do a lot of things that you want to in here. You can make your own metal wing that will fit inside there, and we have a stinger where we can adjust the pitch up and down. So then we can use the smoker and see that coming through. Then we can see how wind is separated from what's called a stall, and then also how lift can be generated and things of that sort. So that's what our wind tunnel is about. And everybody that comes here will have an opportunity to actually run the wind tunnel, especially if you're in my class in aerospace technology 1 and 2, because you'll have to.
Can you guys hear me?
Hey, Jordan, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Good, 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 good. So,
Sorry,
would you
everything
feel-
just paused for a second on my end.
It's all good. It is all good. So tell us about yourself. Tell us what you're doing, and we want you to turn it back over to Ruben when you're done, okay?
Okay. So my name is Jordan Sanders, as Dr. Smith has pointed out. I graduated Denbigh with the Aviation seal in 2019, so just a couple years ago. Now I go to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University in Daytona Beach, Florida. So what I study at Embry-Riddle is not actually directly aviation related, but my school in general is very aviation related. I am a computational mathematics major, which basically means I do math and have some computer programming thrown in with it. I do have two minors that are much more closely related to aviation. They're a bit of a mouthful. It's air transportation and supply chain management with aviation and aerospace, which basically means I am looking at the transportation of products that airplanes might need for aviation or any transportation that uses air services, and how that process works. So my career goal is to be a data analysis for aviation logistics. So just the transportation of products through aviation or for aviation products, and how to optimize that process, make it more efficient and effective. So the Aviation Academy, when I went, was slightly different, but I did get to take most of the classes that you've heard mentioned a few times. So I took Aerospace Tech 1 my freshman year, and Aerospace Tech 2 I took with Miss Edwards, who was on earlier. In Miss Edwards' class, specifically in Aerospace Tech 2, I learned more about engineering and decided that I was going to stick more towards the math instead of looking at the engineering process. So aviation did help me choose my career path. It's also where I fell in love with aviation. I was originally on the aerospace maintenance track, so I took aviation maintenance technology my junior year with Mr. Hill. And I learned a lot about how to build different products, which is different things with the airfoils, and learn how, like the runway markings. And we had to listen to different recordings every day in class. All of that helps me now, and that is actually directly applied to some of my classes that I'm taking now. For example, my logistics management class, most of the people in there are actually aviation maintenance majors. So my school is definitely a good place to go if you want to keep in the aviation route. And then I went and switched over to the aerospace engineering track my senior year. I took that with Miss Edwards, taking the digital electronics class that she mentioned earlier. So I did learn how to do breadboarding and also the engineering design process, which helped me in one of my classes in my freshman year for programming, where we have to learn how to solve problems. So even if you don't want to go into the aviation field, but you do like aviation, is definitely a good track to take at the Aviation Academy, because all of these skills you learn, you can use whether you go into aviation or not. In Ms. Edwards and Mr. Hill's classes, I learned how to problem solve more efficiently and effectively, which can be used in any aspect of your life. All in all, aviation can help you just prepare to be a efficient and effective member of any career that you decide to go into, and I highly recommend it. If there are any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer. Otherwise, I can turn it back over.
All right, so I'm looking right now. I think you have your former science teacher. She says hi.
Yes, I did see that.
Okay, and let's see, that's the beauty of us. We are family. You never know who is listening in, and you never know what is going on. So let's see here. All right, so I'm gonna hang tight for 1 second. Jordan, we really appreciate it. And where to now, Jordan? Are we back here with Mr. Waits, Reuben Waits? Yep, we are. We are. So, Reuben.
It truly is awesome to be a part of aviation. I just want to say thank you for coming. Thank you for having interest in aviation. Thank you for just being online with us today.
Thanks for being a part of our special night. We hoped it was informative and yet entertaining. Remember, at Denbigh Aviation, our motto is simple: altitude equals your attitude. Don't miss out on something spectacular. Be sure to apply. Make it your first choice, and make it a great day or not. The choice is yours.